Hey guys, welcome to Tiger Martial Arts and Fitness, where we believe in empowering our community through character, confidence, and then physical fitness. Today we're talking about Kibon number 3, and we'll try to give you just a few tips so that your form stands out from others that are doing Kibon number 3, hopefully others outside of this gym, right? This is a weird form. This is a little bit different. This is the first time that you get to engage into a form that changes up the normal pattern. Kibon 1, Kibon 2 have the same eye pattern, so will Kibon 3, but the positioning of your body starts turning sideways in a few of these moves, okay? So the very first move that I want to concentrate on, I'm going to turn it kind of at this angle here, is the middle block with the tiger stance. So imagine I'm here, I just did my bow, I'm in my ready position, I look. Remember, that is a move. I look. When I do my middle block, I'm coming out from underneath of my armpit. So where you've learned before that you have to do an X for your low block or an X for your high block, and guess what? The hand that's on the outside is the one that does the blocking. The middle blocks are different because they come from across your body underneath the opposite armpit, okay? And the one that's going to be doing the blocking is underneath. It's on the bottom. So that's the way it looks. Here, low block, high block, middle block, if that makes sense, okay? So the very first move you have, bow, Jumbi position, I look, is a middle block here in this tiger stance. Now, what sets other people's middle blocks apart from others is that we do not do a couple of things. I like to show the mistakes if you haven't noticed that. I do not like this. This is a straight arm, very, very long, and it's not the correct technique. Or, probably even worse, is when people have this little short middle block, okay? Again, balance, so the technique is not here. The technique is not all the way out. It's in the middle, okay? And notice now, opposite of what we were doing with the front stance, where both of our shoulders were squared this way, on our punches, on our middle blocks, or high block, on a front stance, we're now in this tiger stance where my shoulders are going to line the opposite way. So if you imagine, here's your front stance. Both shoulders are here. Now here's the tiger stance or the back stance. Both shoulders are facing out this direction, okay? So I'm right here, both shoulders. I'm going to ask Steve, my assistant, to come in here and show you just with a line, okay? Notice how we've got this little fake club here. It's going to show the direction of my shoulders. Now, I'm going to ask Steve to keep this right where it's at, and I'm going to move into the front stance. See how that changes? So then the angle would be here for the front stance. Tiger stance, I'm still fighting the opponent that's on this side, but I am directly here. Can you hold that for me again, please? So I'm just like this, and my middle block is here. Awesome, thank you. So that's how your stance or your shoulders are supposed to be aligned. Also, not only talking about, just like we talked about with a high block, how we don't want to be too far out, or excuse me, we don't want to be too far out this way or too far this way, but we also want to pay attention to the height. The same is true for a middle block. We're here, we don't want to be too far out, we don't want to be too short, but we also don't want to be too low or too high. So it's just about right where your shoulder will be at. If we can bring in that stick one more time. Just like this. So it should be able to rest, and you should be able to put, if you really want to get good, you could just put a level right here and see if the bubble stays right in the middle, right? But that's where you can be at. So, excellent. So, again, I bow, Jubi position. The move is to look. I reach underneath the armpit. I step out, and I'm creating a little bit of power. And notice, just like all the other techniques, this hand comes back at the same time. Okay? So that's basically how the tiger stance middle block should be done. The second and last thing I want to talk to you about this form, and sets this form apart from others, is our horse stance. Side punch, horse stance, side punch. So we'll focus on the horse stance here in just a minute, but I really want to work on that side punch. We just turned around. We're about ready to go down the I formation. We're headed away. The first move is a hinge block. So the hinge block, we talked about that in Kibon 1 lesson, tips and tricks. I have a fist in between here. Steve, if you'd come around here just one more time, watch how he puts his fist in between here. It really helps out a lot. See that? So it's just one fist, okay? Now, when I go to do my horse stance and I punch, this is where you really have to watch the head level, because there's a real big temptation for people to stand up real high and come into this punch like this, right? So then their second punch, maybe they have a good hinge block and they come around real high. And it's like they're jumping on top of the horse. We're doing a horse stance, we're not actually riding a horse, right? So I'm in this direction here. I'm going for my second punch. I come back for the hinge block. I step through, and my punch, notice my head level, my head level stays the same. And the same thing, look, it all is relative. This hand comes back and chambers as my side punch comes out. Steve, if you would, again, watch these shoulders. Look at these shoulders. Right there. I don't want to be like this or like this. Show them the angle with this. That's wrong. Okay? So again, I'm just coming through. Shoulders. I'm going to scoot this way, Steve. We're going to do one more, okay? And I'm looking the direction of my punch. Looking the direction of my punch. Chamber. Step. Good. Right there. One more time, Steve. Shoulders right there, pointing directly. I'm looking down the barrel. Okay? So there's some things you work about. Again, I'll come back and I'll start talking about horse stances, tiger stances, front stances. We'll get all that cleaned up. But concentrate on those things. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.